Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be reading a story about something that has already happened to every single one of you, and I'll bet that many of you are going to continue to experience this in the future. Have you ever had to go somewhere, maybe with mommy or daddy, or just by yourself and you didn't know that many people? Maybe you know no people there. What are you going to say? Who are you going to talk to? What do you do if you're not talking to anyone? It's difficult to know what to expect when you go to a new place with lots of people. So today we're going to be looking at this book. It's called What If? Written and illustrated by Anthony Browne. This is about a boy who is invited to a birthday party, and he is afraid about going and doesn't know if he's ready to go to that party. And here he is. His name is Joe. Joe was going to his first big party. It was at his friend Tom's house, but Joe had lost the invitation and didn't know the house number. See, when people invite other kids to their parties, they send them something in the mail, just an envelope or a little card saying, "Hi, please come to my party," and they'll tell you some information about where to go and when to be there and any other things you need to know. So he's going to talk to his mom about that. "It's okay, Joe," said Mom. "Tom lives somewhere on this street. We'll find it." So they set off. And then Joe and his mom are going to talk here, and Joe asks, "What if there's someone at the party I don't know?" "You'll be fine. It's nice to meet new people." "Not if they're horrible." "Oh, they won't be, Joe. Look, do you think that's Tom's house?" So here's a house on Tom's street. Maybe it's his next door neighbor. And you can see in the window, they're going to look inside the window to see if this is Tom's house where the party is. "No," said Joe. "This doesn't really look like a place a party would be at, huh? What do you see in here?" "It's just two older adults reading, being very quiet." Usually a party is not very quiet. "Is there anything strange in this picture that you can see?" Most of it looks pretty normal, just like a living room, but you can see on the man's head there's something growing out of his head, like on the top of a giraffe, like little horns. That seems pretty weird to me. I don't know why that's there. But this isn't where the party is, so they keep walking. Then Joe asks, "What if there are a lot of people there?" "There might be. I hope not." "Is this the house?" "Here's a new house." "Just looking at the picture, does it look like there's a party at this house?" "Well, there's a really dark room here. If there was a party, probably there would be lights on and people doing stuff in there." Well, let's look. They're going to take a closer look inside, and look what they see. What is that? This isn't anything normal you would see in a house. This is an elephant. This is about the biggest animal that you could possibly see in a house, but you've probably never seen an elephant in a house, have you? Probably a dog is probably the biggest animal you've seen in a house. Some dogs are so big, they're bigger than you. Then they keep walking after they've seen an elephant in that house, and Joe asks, "What if I don't like the food?" "I'm sure they'll have lots of good things to eat." "Is this the house?" "Here's a new house. There's some people in here. Maybe this is the house that has the party." "No," Joe said. "This is definitely not his friend Tom's party. What's going on in here? What a strange picture. You see there's actually 5 figures. They all have the same clothes. Well, why would they be all dressed the same way? What are they doing?" There's really no explanation for Joe and his mom here, but this is definitely not Tommy's birthday party. So they keep walking. "What if they play scary games?" Joe asks. "They won't. Only fun ones." "But how do you know? Look at his face. He is not pleased that his mom doesn't actually know, but she's telling him that everything's going to be fine. There's nothing to worry about. But his mom just says, "Is this it?" Here's another house. This also has lights on downstairs and a lot of people. Maybe this is Tom's birthday. "What is going on here?" "No," said Joe, "this is not Tom's birthday." There's so many people. What are they doing? See if you can find any clues in this picture that might be related and give some sort of sense to what's happening. You see a lot of people wearing colorful clothes that look a little bit like older clothes. But look at this, there's these ladders. There's a ladder here and a ladder here and a little ladder right here, and then there's snakes. Have any of you played a game called Snakes and Ladders? It's a board game where you roll dice and you move, and you can use ladders to go up to win, or you can ride snakes down and it keeps you from winning. So maybe Joe played that game earlier with his mom or his friends, and he's thinking about it while he's looking in this house, like it's his imagination. But this is definitely not Tom's birthday, so they keep going. Joe's getting really worried now. He asks, "When will you come get me?" "In a couple of hours or so." "Can't you come earlier?" asked Joe. "What if it's awful?" "You'll enjoy it," said Mom. "I bet I won't." "Is this the house?" asked Mom. "No," says Joe. They had come to the end of the street. "That's strange. We must have walked right past it." "Never mind, Mom. Let's go home." Joe doesn't mind that they didn't find the house. He just wants to go home and skip the party. Then they saw it. Tom's house. The door opened slowly. Here it is. And... "Come in, Joe. Great to see you, Joe. Thanks for coming." "Hiya, Joe." Look at all these kids. Happy to see Joe. There's nothing really for him to be afraid of here. And Joe went in. And Mom went home. On her way home, Joe's mom is thinking, and right here, you see all these little clouds with the words in them? This means that she's not speaking out loud, she's thinking them in her head. In a book, if you see little clouds like this, it just means the character's thinking it just to themselves. So she's wondering, I hope Joe will be all right. Of course he will. It's only a party. But what if he's really unhappy? So even she doesn't know for sure, but she wanted him to be brave and go to the party and see for himself. Okay, so then 2 hours later, Joe's been at the party this whole time, and his mom comes back. Knock, knock. Mom went in. "Hi, Mom. I had a great time." "Oh, good," said Mom. "I was wondering, Joe, if you'd like to have a party on your birthday." "Yes, please," said Joe. And that is the end. See, a lot of times we worry and have little fears about things that haven't happened yet because we don't really know what's going to happen. That's really normal. But the best thing to do is just to put a brave face and a smile on and go and see if you can enjoy yourself, meet new people, and have a great time trying new things. Thank you so much for listening. Okay.